What's going on, everyone? This is Adam Craig with Grandstand Golf. In this show, we're doing our 2020 Mayakoba Golf Classic DFS Sleepers. If you want to see our breakdown of the course and the weather and all that, that's in our picks show. Go to our YouTube page. You can find that there. But Craig, first off, you're doing some model stuff and you found kind of a weird anomaly this week.
Yeah, so first things first here, we don't want to take Brian Harman as a sleeper because, if you look at his DraftKings price, he's priced 18th at 8,400. But over on FanDuel, he's priced at the minimum price 7,000, so 112th there. It's a mistake.
It's absurd.
You're just looking quickly at his ranks. Full 2020 season, he's 11th, 19th so far this year, and comes out 18th in our model. So, it's a mistake. The question is, how much do you plug him in? You know?
Yeah.
Do you?
I feel like the more hardcore golf fans are on DraftKings, there's bigger contests over there, there's bigger tournaments. But certainly on FanDuel, a lot of people play the same thing. Do you think it's going to skew ownership all the way, and then it's too much?
Ownership's going to be heavy. So whether you want to, in golf, there's so much variance. If he is 50, 60% owned and he misses the cut, you're going to want to be on the other side of that. But, if you just the pure value of the play, you can plug him in at 7,000 and do so much else with your lineup. So
there's absolutely no guarantees in golf. In football, if a backup running back gets a starting gig, their price is low.
The volume is there.
50.
He's going to get some floor of points. But with a cut, your floor can be so low.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's sort of like the price value, and then the ownership value. And so, I'm definitely going to be playing him over on FanDuel because it lets me do fun things with lineups. But, you can make a good argument both ways, I think.
I just have one single entry over there, but I plugged him in right away because it just frees up everything. So interesting to see there.
So not a sleeper, but check it out if you want to go have a look at it.
All right, let's hop into our sleepers. As always, we're going to each give you 3. They're under 7,500 on DraftKings. Don't play them all the same. Pick and choose how you want to play them. We'll talk about ownership. We'll talk about all those things. You figure out how you want to play them. My first one, Adam Hadwin, 7,200 on DraftKings. He's 45th there on FanDuel, 8,800, 43rd. Pretty similar across both platforms. Adam Hadwin, to me, just seems like the play. He hasn't been good of late. He hasn't been great of late, but he's just priced so low for where he is. Long, kind of last few years in his career, his floor, relatively safe floor. So last 4 tournaments, it still hasn't been bad. His driving accuracy is 62% or better. His green regulation is 62% or better. I feel like his game of accuracy, fairways, and greens sets up really well here at El Chameleon. And that's been proven. When he's been playing well, he's got top 10s in his last 2 trips here. Scoring average, 67.25. So he's playing really, really, really well at this course. I just think you're getting him at a huge discount. He's missed 2 cuts in a row. You can still see on DraftKings, I think he's made 90% of his cuts this year. He's still a cut-making machine.
Well, and the thing is, we spoke about him a bit in our longer preview, but the one concern I have about him is his approach play has been poor, which, ball striking, that can be an indication that there's some issue he's having with ball striking. But with him, when you look back, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, his baseline is worth maybe, like, his ownership is going to continue to go down as his results don't come back. So, if you want to jump on someone who they're, compared to where their usual level is, they're going to be there's going to be value there. Then I think you can make a really good argument to plug them in. My first one here, John Ha. He comes in 7,400, 37th on DraftKings, 8,900, 40th on FanDuel. It's just a little bit of everything with him. You look at his recent form. Tied for 12th at the RSM, tied for 48th at Houston, tied for 19th at the Shriners. So, a couple top 20s sandwiched by a still a made cut at the Houston. Didn't do super well after it. I think I had brought him up as a showdown play a while back. But
right. Yeah.
At El Chameleon, he has a good course history. It's not, it's not Pat Perez maybe, but 7 starts, 5 of 7 cuts made, 5 top 30s. So every time he's made that cut, he's got into the upper half of the field. Most of those are, in the 20s ish. But he does have a win. So he won it all in 2012. So, he's been here a bunch. He knows how to play the course, and he can win here. So I don't, we speak about course history a lot. I don't like to give it too much weight, but it's just a little bit of a plus familiarity wise. Last thing, you look at his, it's still a very young season, but his ranks for 2021, and this is in this field, he's 13th in strokes gain approach, which to me is, of any of the strokes gain stats individually, it's the one that I think is most important this week. And he's 15th in strokes gain total. So you compare that to where his prices are, and it just looks like value.
Yeah, everything you brought up, I think those are the best points there. The approach and the total stats, that just kind of shows his form. I think that's way more important than his win here, but that wins is kind of the cherry on top for him. So, I mean, it's kind of checking every box.
Yeah, and, that said, anything can happen. He has 2 missed cuts here, so anything can happen, but when you're looking for plays, I like this one as someone who you can get a bit of value from.
Yeah, for sure. So my second sleeper, I'm going with Kyle Stanley. He's 7,100 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, he's 8,500, so 49th and 52nd. Really nice week last week at RSM, 2 weeks ago at RSM with the PGA Tour taking the week off. His strokes gain approach was plus 2.72 average per round. So he led the field there at the RSM. Really, really nice iron play. His strokes gain putting, they haven't been good, but it's trending in the right direction. His last 4 tournaments, it's gone up, 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 up. He's still kind of average middle of the field putter, but something I like to see. You're getting more and more confidence with that flat stick. And then if you just look at his history as driving accuracy, he rarely drops outside the entire PGA Tour in top 20. I mean, I was going back 2017, 2016, he's still 7th, 13th, 18th. He ranks right up there in driving accuracy every single year. And I think accuracy really is an important stat for this week. So I like Kyle Stanley. I think he's a little bit more volatile than, say, Adam Hadwin. I think he's got possibly a higher ceiling. I think that floor can drop out, though.
Yeah, totally agree. I think you do get, with that volatility in GPP, you might want that. Because it can give you really the opportunity to go out there and get a high finish. And the other thing, just look at that stare. I mean, I'm a little bit intimidated. I think if he brings that intensity out there, he's going to be doing well.
Well, not to tease my third pick, but I got a thing with the beards this week. It's all beard sleepers.
Maybe it's, coming into the winter months, you're just feeling like you need to grow it out a bit. Okay, my next one here, I always seem to bring up this guy, Doug Ghim. He comes in 7,400, 37th on DraftKings, 9,400, 30th on FanDuel. He's just playing great golf. Last 8 starts, he's made 6 cuts, 5 top 25s. And I love the value that you're getting at his price point. He is number 4 overall value in our DFS model. And if you look at just based on 2021 strokes gain total, yes, it's still a fairly young season, but he's the number 6 overall value there. So, and that's not even counting the fact that he had a decent finish at Bermuda, where they're not taking strokes gain information. There's so many things to like there. You look at his 2021 strokes gain ranks. He's 3rd in approach, which we've spoken about is key here.
Is this in the field or?
This is in this field, yeah.
In the field, yeah.
In this field, he's 3rd in approach, he's 10th tee to green, and he's 12th total. So if he continues to play as he has been, I think it's value.
Yeah, I'm battling with Ghim right now. I got to do a little bit more research of my own. I feel like he will. The price has crept up a little, but understandably so. There's reasons why the price has crept up, but I feel like because he's been so consistently doing well, the ownership as well is going to go potentially really, really high.
Well, the ownership has been high as well. So maybe with the price creeping up, it'll temper that a bit, but it's definitely, people are aware of how well he's playing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's getting over 20%, maybe I want to have a sprinkle. Maybe it's I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I haven't decided. We're going to do our Twitch show on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll have it figured out by then.
We always
I'm
love some
still
good
trying to
Doug
figure
Ghim
it out.
talk there.
Lots of good Doug Ghim talk there. So my third and final sleeper, sticking with the Beard Bros here, I got JJ Spaun. He's 6,600 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, he's 7,900, 74th and 76. Again, looking at accuracy. So this is for the PGA Tour, complete PGA Tour for the year 2021. 68% driving accuracy. He's 32nd. Greens in regulation. He's 72%, 27th. He's 4 for 4 here at Mayakoba, with a third in 2019. His scoring average across all those 4 tournaments, 68.75.
Now, just to be clear, 4-4, you mean cuts made?
4 or 4 cuts made. Yeah, he had won. I think last year he fell off and he was 80th, but he made the cut. Fell off on the weekend. I think the other two
there was
were
a lot of people that made the cut last year because I saw some numbers. I was like, that's a really high finish for someone that made the cut.
Yeah. I think the other 2 years he was one top 20, one top 30, right around there. I think his average scoring or average finishing position, I think I calculated out about 25th or 35th. So he plays the course really well. But the one thing I really like about is, I think I'm going to tease a little bit, but it's a pivot off Wes Bryan chalk. And I feel like Wes Bryan, if you talk about Harmon on FanDuel, I think when we look at under 7K, Wes Bryan, possibly for very good reasons, is going to get a ton of ownership. And I think at the very same price, you can get Spaun for probably under 5%, and he might just be able to sneak into the top 20.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. He comes out as positive value in our models and everything, which, I struggled to think for myself without looking at the actual numbers to see whether it's value. So I like the play, and I think I'll just transition into my last one here, because if you're not already on Wes Bryan, the one real argument against him is his ownership. He's 6,600 on DraftKings. He's 8,000 on FanDuel. That's 74th and 72nd respectively. He's returning to golf. Since returning, he's made 5 of 7 cuts. One of those was on, I believe, on the number that he missed, and then he did have a bit of a blow up in Bermuda and that was on that windy day. He had a good Thursday, and then on the Friday he blew up, which sewered a few of my week-long ones there. But when he has made the cut, he has done well. He's 31st or better in 4 of his last 6 starts. So, that run coincides in part with the start of the 2021 season. So these ranks should not be surprising. When you look at him in this field, he's 10th in strokes gained total, 22nd tee to green, 17th in approach. And then the one that does cause me, provide some cause for concern is he's 7th in putting. Now, I looked back a little bit further, and he typically is a good putter. Like he is a plus putter as it is. But he's gaining, so far this year, he's gaining about 0.75 strokes. And even,
so not crazy, but...
No, but you look back at, I think 2017, 2018 are the previous year's data we have for him, and he's gaining about 0.35, 0.36, somewhere around there. So it is significant, but it's a sample size thing. Putting is so volatile. It's more just if that does regress a little bit to maybe a more sustainable number, is that going to cause his whole game to fall off too far? And just based on the tee to green numbers, I don't think it will. So, looking at his total strokes gained thus far this year, he's the number 1 value in our model. So, well, not in the model, but in the in just on strokes gained total, just the single metric. And the real problem, his ownership is crazy. It seems to be this way whenever he's priced this low. There has been some smaller tournaments, weaker fields, where his price really goes up and his ownership is not as high then. But down at 6,600, I think he'll be the highest owned guy below 7K for sure. And so it's just, it depends on whether you want to take that chalk and rely on him having to do well, or if you just want to bet against it. And then if he does poorly, you're going to have that much of an advantage on, somewhere between, I think, 10 and 20% his ownership will come in. And so it'll give you a leverage on that much of the field if he does poorly.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think it segues perfectly into what we're doing next. Our next show we have coming up is our live Twitch show. So with someone like Wes Bryan, I think I'm going to be on him. I agree with you. I think that a lot of things are in the right direction. He's mispriced. But how do you differentiate? What does that look like? That's what we kind of talk about on our Twitch show. People you pair him with, or how you go about playing that chalk, and how you go different, possibly good pivots elsewhere. So yeah, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Grandstand Golf is the account. Follow us there and come join us Wednesday nights. It's really fun, good conversation, good banter, everything like that.
Yep, hopefully we'll see you guys there, and good luck this week, and we'll see you in the showdown videos if not.
Yeah, take care, everybody.
See you guys.